from the dust to the dawn outside. So when the dawn outside, I catch a breath when they throwing outside. It's just a war outside. I smoke drawn outside. It's Excalibur, you glad of the dawn outside. It's just a war outside. I get it going outside. You in the crib when you go outside. I get it going outside. This is definite. Cannonball, wreck the shit. Excellent. Robert working, model like the president. I remain strong. Cody with the prevalence. I'll show you exactly what we do. That's how I represent. Hardcore, Evanston, chain on, elevate, rolling on black when they spot me like the liquor print. Oh, I got the brazen shades on, made lit. We put the work and start the earth until it changes. Walk strong, talk heavy, hold my own. We rock solid when we about to leave the sword, the stone. Nigga, we warriors, hardcore, checking the pride. The letter E, Bruce speak, nigga, general eyes. And we talk to super heavy, nigga, that's the surprise. But Lord, street talk, word, the cat, the kind, nigga, we blazing. Crippling light with all facts, doing the knowledge to the max. So we cracking the pavement. U.P.K, down the one West Harlem, nigga. We spread forward and they falling like it's Harlem, nigga. Talking to all them niggas born in blood. If you ain't blood, this your core, them blood. And just heard it, like you get cat tied, or they not of my kind. I got the order in this game of kind, not with one kind, but down that hot in my mind. We're gonna stop and recline. Anybody that come against them, they should probably resign. It's a war going on outside, no man to save from. I hate these niggas throwing shots, but can they take some? Christ said, sell out your garments to get the sword down. I'm up on sell out these photos to get the fall down. Ain't sure he started the war, but I'm the ending. Cause the spiritual war will turn cold any minute. I remember riding back in the days when those was tinted. But Salaki, I know what they call shit, I remember when they bomb through the roof every time I'm out there to win it. You ain't know this shit, I live for this truth and I'm a defender. And I get my second witness as soon as these niggas get winded. It's a war going on outside. It's a war going on outside. You in the crib with the go outside. I get it on outside. From the dust to the dawn outside. So when the dawn outside, we catch a breath when it's drawn outside. This is a war outside. I swore drawn outside. It's Excalibur, you glad of the dawn outside. This is a war outside. I get it on outside. You in the crib with the go outside. I get it on outside. Nobody safe, it's a war out here. If you pussy in the streets, you a whore out here. See me all suited up and my fall out here. 762, 50 fucking car out here. No burner, I still a break the jar out here. No fear, scared get a motherfucking pit. Yeah, sit up in the church, you a motherfucking bitch. I give you an verse, what I give you an eclipse. 32 rounds of fire, never quit. Never a lot of fuckery going down, so what's the purpose? Sick of hanging around these rounds, get out the circus. If you cross that line, then you get lit up the worst. It's all black hearses, tinted with black earth. Yeah, got so sight with medics and lab nurses. Keep us out your purses. Gotta know what that kind of war already. But they bullshit, kind of like a metaphor. Get this kind of focus. You gon' need some Adderall. Something just to lock you in behind the bedded walls. They say I got some schools loose, and that's true too. Don't let me let your walls through like it's a school room. It's like I transform the booth to a ballroom. Come up with a strategy, maximizing your happiness. Courage and King David battling like a masterpiece. Find out who you take that nigga on to a athlete. Don't proceed to bar his life away rapidly. Take the knee for your majesty. Take it that hate savagely. I try to be respectable, but I get that exactly. Keep you working like gravity in the field, but the damage. Horror, I see calamities. All you up with my family. Murder rappers be mad at me. Fuck them up in their faculty. They words me. Sitting they mouth. They causing cavities. Yeah, it's a war. None of you suckers run. It's a war going on outside. You in the crib with the go outside. I get it on outside. From the dust to the dawn outside. So when the dawn outside, catch your breath when they drawn outside. Cause it's a war outside. My swore drawn outside. Cause that's Excalibur, you glad of the door outside. Cause it's a war outside. I get it on outside. You in the crib with the go outside. I get it on outside.
Like forum or something.
Come.
My blood, and I will die and kill for him if necessary.
I just want ball jump. And I said, lady jump from the fence to you could barely get it's a beautiful thing they don't see anywhere else. You could barely get 10 people in a room with Israel without fighting.
Yeah, they can see the evil, we the lost children of the Lord. Yahshua, chopping heads off with the sword. Holy Bible, running this. The Lord loved us so much that in our hell, in the bottom of the pit, he turned around and said, you know what? I'm going to come and deliver them broken, destroyed, messed up, poor, impoverished people around the world. To be able to come together and see how my brothers and sisters is story. Gotta teach the big exposing all the lies. The truth that they can see the evil. We the lost children of the Lord. Yahshua, chopping heads off with the sword. Holy Bible, one West, one West, one West, one West, one West, take it, one West, one West, one West, one West. White man on the Bible, I'm always going. Well, come together, it's really hope. I don't want to know brothers so down like they see.
Yeah, man. You know what time it is, man. You now tune in live and letting Hebrews speak with the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. I'm your host, Captain Cloud Rhyme, holding it down for the big General Hazai today. I'm in the studio with Officer and Priest Malakia. You understand? You already know how we do. Top of the morning. Gather yourselves together, Israel. Gather together, O nation not desired. And I'm telling you, the wickedness and all the tactics that every nation has come together to use to conquer and destroy the fabric of our people, the Lord turning it back on their own head, man. While the Lord going to war with these other nations with, you know, corruption in high places in their society, with disease. This coronavirus touching in America. Somebody died in New York State, I think, Malachi. Somebody died in a few other places too. You understand? They saying it's going to rise, it's going to rise. Of course, everybody panicking. It's all over the news. I ain't worried at all. I ain't breaking sweat because I know the only thing that is more valuable than gold is my brother and my own people. And now, Israel, black man, Hispanic man, it's time for you to rise up and start to really see the value in your own people, man. To see the value in your own people. Well, we're going to go into the day. You already know this one body, one God, one spirit, one doctrine, one baptism. We do it every Monday, top of the morning. You already know April 9th is going down. You understand? 51st annual Passover. We got the stadium locked down thanks to Commander GEN.YAHANNA. We got it locked down, secure. All camps are ordered to come together under the UPK banner. Put them colors on. Don't wear none of that shit to the Passover. Right. Bring yourself in all black, man, with whoever you got rolling with you, and come get down and come back home, man. Come back home. Now it's time to gather together into one body. One body. Like while the rest of the world is in turmoil and going into chaos into a mass panic. Jesus Christ, and not to mention, man, the Lord has so many miracles moving through this earth. Like this whole season, you understand, with the weather, man, it ain't snowed in Philadelphia yet. Right. You hear me, Malachi? Oh, I've been up here for what, at least seven to 8 years, man. And every February, it should have been snowed at least 3 feet by now. It's 60 degrees outside right now, man. Like the Lord dealing with this place. He's dealing with it for our sakes, man. For our sakes. Give me Psalm 83 real quick. I want to go into this. Okay. Psalms, we can start at Psalms 83 and 1. Now, this is something that we do, man, especially when we're about to go out to war in the corners. And this scripture, these scriptures in the book of Psalms, they so heavy, they so true. After this, we're going to go into a little video that I seen that I wanted to touch on. But go ahead and hit that scripture real quick. Psalms 83 and 1.
Psalms chapter 83, verse 1.
Go ahead.
Keep not thou silence, O Yahweh.
Keep not thy silence, O Yahweh. Meaning this. The Lord clearly showed the people that he loves. Like how could you call the Most High or the God of the Bible, the God of the Holy Bible, a just God, if he did not answer all the oppression and all the crime that is being done to his chosen people? The systematic oppression that is designed by our oppressors in America, and how they bring nations from afar, heathens from afar, the Arabs, the East Indians, the Chinese, the Japanese, bring them from afar after they topple their countries, bring their refugees to profit and be over us. How could you call the God of the Bible a just God if he did nothing about it? The coronavirus is the Lord not being silent.
Right.
Earthquakes, wildfires, terrorism, everything that's going on in the earth, you understand, is the Lord not being silent. It said, keep not thy silence, O Yahweh, meaning, Lord, don't let this thing happen to us and it don't be answered. And this is also reason why it's so common and so out of the spirit of Christ and the Bible to try to bear arms and go fight our oppressors in a physical warfare. We don't need to do that. The coronavirus had killed more than the AK-47. It had killed more than the M16, than any bomb. Listen, what bomb, Malachi? What AK you know you would shoot over there in China and it hit somebody in the U.S.? What AK or SK gonna do that? What bomb you drop over there in London gonna blow up something in Chicago? Gonna blow up something in New York City? The Lord know what he's doing, man. Right. You understand? That's why we ain't debate on. The Lord said, keep not that silence over your house. Read on.
Come. And be not like it. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Yahweh.
He said, hold not thy peace. The Lord ain't holding his peace, man. Like the Lord about to get it in. And he already get it in.
Right.
All we have to do is fortify ourselves amongst each other. Get rid of the fleshly lust that we have coming out of the world and use a new spirit in this truth, man. That's all we need to do. We ain't worried about what's going on with these devils. Man, I can care less, man. The Lord gonna bless us while the rest of these nations fall. This is so much like Egypt, man. This is so much. What's going on right now is so much how it was when we was in Egypt. Right now. I'm at the goddamn slavery. I always bring this out, right? I'm at the slavery, me and the brother digging, right, Malaki? And you know what we're talking about? We're talking about, yeah, man, you see what happened out there? You see what happened out there? They said the coronavirus is such and such and such and such. It's killing them. You know what's going to come over here. That's what me and the brother talking about. We in the truth. We down there digging in the dirt, moving bricks. Feel like I'm building a goddamn pyramid. You understand? We down there digging. We talking about, yeah, man, you hear about the coronavirus? Yeah, man, that's sick how the Lord doing that. You know what that remind me of? What you think the brothers was saying? It was like, yo, you hear Moses went and spoke to Pharaoh, man? Moses went and spoke to Pharaoh. Man, they got locusts everywhere down there. You hear about that while we working in slavery under them goddamn Egyptians? Right. Like it's so spiritual going on. We on the job. I go to a goddamn bank, right? Man, I go to a goddamn bank. And I'm in the line, and I hear the two sisters saying, yeah, man, this is crazy, man. I never remember where it never snowed during this time. Like, it should have snowed already. Like, it's like they ain't in the truth, but the vibe going around like something ain't right because the Lord not holding his peace no more, man. The Lord dealing with these other nations for what they did to us. Keep reading.
For lo, thine enemies make a tumult.
Thy enemies make what?
A tumult.
They make a tumult. Tumult is like an uproar. You know what I mean? A tumult is like an uproar. Something that, you understand, you do, they riled up. All these other nations on the earth riled up to do what? To do what? Come and conquer us. Come and conquer us. All of them want parts of our inheritance, man, our riches, man. Keep reading.
And they that hate thee have lifted up.
Stop. And I missed the heavy point. It said, for lo what? It said, for lo.
Thine enemies.
Thine who?
Thine enemies.
Thine who?
Thine enemies.
Y'all better read these scriptures and get out them churches. The Most High has enemies, man.
Right.
Has enemies in this earth. God is not all love. We can't. I say that a million times, a hundred times a day. God don't love all people, man. It said, for lo, thine enemies. You attack and you try to destroy and take God's chosen people into slavery. You make yourself God's enemy.
Right.
That's why that fool in the White House now. He don't even understand what he's doing. Like the pride of that devil up there in that White House is the reason America is going to become more glorious and more glorious just so the Lord can destroy it, man. These other nations are enemies to the Lord, man. You see that goddamn Chinese restaurant that is about as vacant as it's going to be now. I mean, ain't nobody ordering no shrimp fried rice right now.
Right.
Man, listen, if you never knew a Chinese man was disgusting, you know now. I walk past a Chinese man, I muster up the most disgusting look I can muster. Out of all the times they done goddamn hunted us in their stores, watching us, listen. This is the Lord repaying Moab, repaying the so-called Chinese for how they treat our sisters in their stores, beating them and smacking them and all that. You understand? Now the Lord just smacks you with the coronavirus. Right across your face, smacked your whole family. You're dead in the bed. Right. All of y'all sneezing and coughing and all that, blood coming out your nose, dead.
Right.
That's for playing with the daughters of Zion. Murdering the daughters of Zion in your corner stores because you fear black people during the LA riots. The Chinese are enemies to God, man. Keep reading.
And they that hate thee have lifted up the head.
And they that hate thee have lifted up the head. How you know? They ain't lifted their head up against the Most High, literally not. But when it says lift up the head, meaning this, they are devising plans to destroy the Lord's people. You understand? And after how the Lord destroyed Egypt, parting the Red Sea, sending the death angel to kill all the firstborn in Egypt for any nation to lift up their head at us after how the Lord glorified us as his people, the nation got to be proud and a fool. Like these Arabs and these Chinese and these so-called Africans and East Indians, you understand? And the devil, our oppressor, the most ruthless, vilest beast of the field, for them to do that out and lift up their head to us out, they got to know the Lord is going to go to war with them. The things we do to each other, the crimes we do to each other, the sins that we commit with each other, those are the things we need to fix now amongst each other. Voting ain't going to help that. All the evil going on in our communities, we must fix. As black men must take the helm and fix our communities with each other. But these other nations, the Lord will deal with them. We ain't got to worry about it. All of the millions and millions of dollars the so-called Chinese made off of black people, the Lord turning on their own head, man, for lifting up their head at us, man. Keep reading.
Makan. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
That's why the Lord giving you these diseases. That's why the Lord giving you the diseases, man. Because of the crafty counsel all these nations have taken against us, man. He diseasing the whole place. It started in what? Wu-Nang, China or something like that? Wu-Chang, China or something? It done spread all over, man. Killing people. Got everything quarantined. And I wanted to go into because this is why. These Chinese people and the descendant and Moab, who is their biblical name, have profited off of Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian destruction. They profit on it. They become rich in America and send all of their money back to China. Now the money ain't gonna be good for nothing, man. They got everybody masked up like Future. Mask off, mask on, mask off. You understand? Over there in China, man, because you tried to lift up your head to the children of Israel, man, and thought you could just feed off of us and make your children give them six-figure cars, Benzes, and BMW trucks, send them to college off of our oppression. By preying on the poor in their own communities for years, with your goddamn restaurants, with your dry cleaners, all of that, man. Now you gotta pay. And listen, we ain't had to load up one pistol. We ain't had to load up one pistol. We ain't had to get a brick of C4. It just came, somebody just did this. Knocking you off, man. Salaki, keep reading. And Salaki, hold on real quick. And this is not just go for the Chinese. The Arabs are already at war. Like they in complete and utter, you understand, constant battles over there in the Middle East because that is the land where it's all gonna go down. But you're gonna see more nations just come up and go through hell. And we are the reason why. And I feel so privileged to be called by the Lord's name, man. Knowing how he will move through the earth for my sakes, if we keep these laws. I said for my sakes, and for our sakes, if we keep these laws. Keep reading.
And consulted against thy hidden ones.
It said, and consulted against thy hidden ones. Why are we the hidden ones? Because not only was the crafty counsel taken to, you know, the system of how they in our communities destroying us, it ain't make no sense how all these heathens got businesses in our communities, but yet black people losing their homes and all of that. That's not by chance. But also, too, why I say thy hidden ones. Why? Because these nations know our records. These nations know our records and we don't. Our people don't. We learn it more and more through the truth prospering. Thanks to Commander GEN.YAHANNA and the brothers and sisters in the UPK. You understand? Our people learning more and more, coming out of the darkness of Christianity and whatever religion they grew up in, and whatever knowledge that they thought was the Lord, they coming out of it now. But at first, we hidden, man. It's still so many of us that are dry bones out here in these streets because we are being fed on by these other nations. And these other nations know who we are. Like all throughout history, they know that if the children of Israel are obeying their God, we cannot touch them, which is why it was so cunning and such a militant calculation in our destruction for our oppressors to hide our identity from us give us Christianity and a white Jesus, then claim it for himself. Ultimately going to be the reason why Esau is going to die and there will be nothing left of him in the days of our kingdom, in the days of the rulership of Jesus Christ, man. Keep reading.
Come. They have said, come and let us cut them off.
Stop. They said, come. What you think the oppressor is doing in America? What you think this villain is doing in America? Our slave master, he's saying, come to who? All these other nations. You ever wonder why the so-called African is supposed to be your brother, your brothers from Mother Africa and all that garbage? You know why he come over here and get put on top of you? It's because of this. He say, come to all these other nations, come here. And they feed on the children of Israel. Keep reading.
Come. And let us cut them off from being a nation.
And that's exactly what they did. What do you need to be a nation? You need first of all, you need an identity to be, you need a nationality to know what nation you are. They made us because of our leaders being so weak and feminine. I'm trying to think of the perfect word for our leaders. Just traitors.
Right.
Sodomites. For the white man's money, his gain, and his love. They made our nation a part of a nation that kills us, destroys us, addicts us to drugs, hides the truth from us, give us unrighteous judgment, pass laws to destroy us. That's the nation we are a part of. It said, let us cut them off from being a nation. America ain't my goddamn nation. That's why I don't give a damn about what happened here. I don't give a damn about what happened. Any evil that goes on in America, I know that it is for my nation's benefit, that we get the hell from up underneath our oppressors. But what do you need to have a nation that they cut us off from? You need an identity. You need an economy, a way that you can thrive, your nation can thrive. Like we had before civil rights, all those Black Wall Streets. Those are the things a nation needs. A way to get our own food. Also, March 15th, we're doing the lamb slaughter, man. Get in contact. The flyers are online. It's on the website. The lamb slaughter going to be in Abbottstown, PA, about 2 hours outside of Philadelphia. We getting it in, man. A holy tradition so that we can show what it's like to cook and kill your own food and provide for yourself. That's what the nation needs. How they cut us off. All the vendors are from other nations. Man.
Right.
We got to go to other nations to get that. And when we go to try to get food that's already been killed, other nations own it, man. The vegetables, the farms, all the other nations own it, man. Black ownership is what you need to build a nation. And let me tell you something. The Bible, you have to take it back as being black owned. The Bible. You understand? That ownership of your identity. What else you need? You need the black man and the black woman in agreement in the house. That's why that scripture is so heavy with the Lord saying, first bind the strong man, because that's what they did. This was the whole plan. It said, let us cut them off. We're going to cut them off from trying to make food for themselves. We're going to cut them off so they can't have no economy. You understand? Then we're going to tear their family down. And that's how you cut a nation off from being a people. Keep reading.
Come. That the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
Do you know that that's what they're trying to do, man? Like these other nations, like the white man is so diabolical. Up there in his hierarchy, you got stupid white man. Like I know a stupid white man that I work closely with now. He's from California. He came over here and said to me, this is what he said, Malaki. He said, man, yeah, man, I'm from San Diego. And when I came over here, he said, yeah, like the racism is real, man. And I looked at him, I'm like, man, you is just out of your mind. Like he's just oblivious. He come from California where everybody laid back on the beach, you know. That's a whole nother lifestyle over here. He come to Philadelphia. He see that white people is racist over here. You understand? So of course the mediocre white man don't know what's going on, but up there, they're trying to do whatever they can do to wipe us out. Why would you tell me to love this world? How could you tell me to love those people? How could your pastor convince you that those people deserve to be loved when they are trying to wipe us out? That the name of Israel shall be what?
And it's like no more in remembrance.
No more in remembrance. They trying to wipe out our whole history. Thanks to Commander GEN.YAHANNA and the U.P.K, we're not going to let that happen. Now you see how powerful and how honorable it is to be a soldier and an officer in the U.P.K.
Right.
Now you see how righteous it is to be one West. Because we are the only line of defense for these other nations to cut us off from each other and wipe out our whole memory. This is the only truth that really is important to our survival. We're the only organization that has kept the truth honored and intact since 1969, and now you see why it's so important. Because there are powers that are trying to wipe out the memory of the true records of this Bible. And for it, guess what the Lord do? The Lord gave you the coronavirus. Excuse me. That's how it's going to stop. It's that the Lord cutthroat. Lord said, I ain't going to meet you as a man. You understand me? We got that Chinese spraying each other, man. Listen, man, it's crazy. And listen, this is the beginning, man. When they hit America, I hope they hit America hard. Hard. I hope they cut down the population. I don't give a damn. You understand? Because me and my brother in this house, we gonna be straight. We ain't worried about it not one bit. Keep reading.
Come. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee.
They are confederate against thee. These other nations will do whatever it takes to keep the Lord from sending Christ back, man. And they know that the only thing that they can do is keep us destroyed, keep us under drugs, legalize that weed, legalize that whore, legalize that whole LGBT, ABC community. Do everything you can do to empower them and let the lust lead the way, because that is the only way that they can stop Christ from returning to this earth, because they know when Christ returns to this earth, it is a done deal. When you look at the U.P.K, you're looking at that done deal, man. That done deal. We bringing our king back, man. It is good as done. It's as good as done. That's why, man, what else you gonna do? You gonna sit around? What else you gonna do? Sit around and get high? What else you gonna do, man? This is the only fight that really worth something. This is the only thing that means something to our people, man. It's true, man. They may not see it, but they will. They will soon. They'll understand why we out in the streets, cold, in the cold, in 40-degree weather. You understand? Are we going up there consistently every Friday? They'll understand soon. Because these other nations are confederate against the most high power of the Bible. And they are enemies to our people. And you may not see it now, but you will. You'll understand why the men in the U.P.K. stood so stiffly against these other nations and the villainous, ravenous oppressor you call a white man, who's been destroying us for thousands of years, who put this whole plot together and got us sitting in this goddamn tall salad of a country, risking getting coughed on by the goddamn Chinese while they become rich in their businesses, man. They are confederate against the Lord. And your only defense is the men in the U.P.K, man. And that's it. Keep reading.
Come. The tabernacles of Edom.
The who?
The tabernacles of Edom.
The tabernacles of Edom. Esau, so-called white man. Their tabernacles meaning up in them high places where they sit all over the world. Keep reading. They confederate against the Lord. Keep reading.
The Ishmaelites.
The who?
The Ishmaelites.
The Arabs. They confederate against the Lord. They came together with the white man. We done told you in countless history classes, countless lectures, how the Arabs built the ships for us to go into slavery. The Edomites Our slave masters provided the finances, the Arabs provided the equipment, the Africans did all the labor to get us up in them ships. They are confederate against the Lord. And now you see it in your own neighborhoods. All the land owned by our oppressor. But who run this chicken spot over here? The Arabs do. The Arabs run this chicken spot. Who run these gas stations over here? The Hamites do. The Hamites run. This is a whole plot, a whole scheme. Who you getting food from? The so-called Chinese. Some of these places, the Chinese own your real estate. You got to pay a goddamn deposit to a Chinese man. Won't ever go into the goddamn leasing office. I'll mail it to you. You understand? I'm not going to no leasing office with you slanty-eyed, rat-eating bastards. You understand? This is a whole setup, man. It said the Ishmaelites, who else?
Of Moab.
Of who?
Of Moab.
Moab a part of this too, man.
Right.
You think I'm sad about your goddamn babies dying, man? We ain't died of no diseases. Let me tell you something. You gave the Native Americans smallpox. The so-called white man, however, gave the Native Americans smallpox. And now you want me to be sad and be worried about a disease that may kill more of our oppressors? No. Now, after I remember that you gave Native Americans blankets filled with smallpox, you disgusting devil. I should be crying about you getting sneezed on by the Chinese. You deserve this. This is what you get. All on the news this morning, Malachi, that's all I see. Let's not be worried. Let's not panic. Use a lot of Lysol and use a lot of Clorox bleach. Go ahead and use that bleach. It ain't gonna do nothing, man.
Right.
Use that Lysol and it ain't gonna do nothing, man. It's gonna go on as long as the Lord wanted to go on. And guess what? If that stopped, the Lord will have something else coming for you. You think I'm worried about? You think I'm gonna be worried because your Chinese children dying of diseases, man? And it's all sad. Yeah, it is sad. And it's also sad how you push drugs in our communities too. Let's not forget that. All right? It's all sad. One can't be more sad than the other. Keep reading now.
Come. And the Hagarenes, Gabal, and Ammon, and Amalek.
Yep, so-called Jewish man, so-called Japanese man, these are all the nations that have come up against us and took a crafty counsel to destroy the whole fabric of our people, man, and become rich off us. And now they thrive and their countries are elaborate and industrial and all of that. These nations. That's why my love for my people defines my hatred for these nations, man. To remain loyal to blacks and Hispanics out. And this right here, this scripture right here, shows what it said for a nation not desired, man. That's also like part of Zephaniah. Like, we need to come together because these other nations only care about themselves, man. They'll come together just to topple us, man. So why should we be separate from another when these nations do anything in their power to completely rule over us and destroy us? That's why we got to gather together, man. Now go to the scripture I want to say, come out of her, because this is the reason here.
Come.
We go to Revelations, man. There's a powerful scripture right now that you're seeing out there in the TV, out your window. All right? Let me know when you're ready.
Come.
You got it?
Revelation chapter 18, verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people.
It said what?
Come out of her, my people.
It said come out of her, my people. This reason right here, this disease is going on, is a reason why you should not take part in the Christian church. That all love now is not effective. It's not an effect. You better get that Christianity out your mind. You better get it out your mind and forget about it and come learn from the priests and prophets what the Lord really wants you to do. That's why I say come out of her. You better come out of this spirit of God is all love and we all one people. Yeah, until the Chinese man starts speaking. Keep reading.
Come. That ye be not partakers of her sins.
That ye be not what?
Partakers of her sins.
You don't be partakers of her sins. Some black people might die because of this, because they in the world. Some black people might get caught up in this whole thing because they in the word. And the Lord be with them because they don't have this knowledge and this truth. They may have rejected. They may have refused to believe that God is not all love. They may have refused to believe that our oppressors are going into slavery. They may have refused to believe that blacks and Hispanics are brothers. And Native American Indians, we are brothers. They may have refused to believe it. And because of that, they get caught up in the inequity of the rest of the world. They get caught up in the terror and the shootings. They get caught up in the pestilence, in the diseases. They get caught up in it, man. Get swept up in it. Keep reading.
Come. For her sins have reached unto heaven.
For her sins have reached unto heaven. All the things, and this is talking about America, right? When say come out of us, talking about coming out of the philosophy of America. American philosophy, man, and its power reaches across the oceans to other countries. This philosophy that is a stronghold in America has been instilled in other countries. You understand? Read that part one more time.
Come. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and God hath remembered her iniquities.
The Lord remembered everything that went on in this land. That's why the Lord is not holding his peace. He said, be not silent. Oh no, the Lord is not being silent at all at this time. He remembers everything that went on against his people in this land. And he remembers how every nation came together to try to get rid of us. You had some Malaki?
You need to play the video that you pulled up.
Oh, hold on one second. What time? Where we at? All right, yeah, we can play it at 11.
Come.
We can play it at 11. The Lord remembers everything. Once again, like they say, forget about slavery, the Lord ain't. They want us to forget about lynchings, the Lord ain't. They want to forget about the LA riots and everything where the Chinese were shooting us, the Koreans shooting us outside their stores. You want us to forget about that? Forget about the police brutality? Our leaders might forget about it and say, hey, we got to come together. But guess what? The Lord won't. It said her sins have reached under heaven. And any other country that has joined hands with her, with America, they're going to get it too. They're going to get it too. That's also in Revelation. I'm going to look for that scripture for you. Keep reading.
Come. Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her.
It said what?
Reward her as she rewarded you.
It said reward her as she rewarded you. That's what the Lord going to do. She rewarded us with oppression and violence. You understand? Unrighteous ridicule, to lose life by the hands of your own law enforcement. The Lord gonna punish you for that, man. He gonna punish you for that. Any more on that?
Come
on.
And double unto her according to her works, and the cup which she hath filled to her double.
That's what the Lord gonna do. The Lord will repay you double for what you did to us. And guess what? The nations that joined and helped you do it, they're gonna take part in it too. Pull up in the scripture where it say, just look up this real quick. It said, shall watch and see her burning.
Come.
You understand? Watch and see her burning. Pull that up. Matter of fact, let me help. And then you could go and cue up the video. All right. You can cue up the video while we get it. Let's see something real fast.
That's 18:9.
Huh?
18:9.
Hey, remember, we in the same chapter, right? Okay, hold on one second. I thought we was in the same chapter. Let me see. Gotcha. Let's go. Let's start at, we was almost there too. Go to verse 7. Just read on. Read on down and stop at 9. When you get to 9, that'll be the last scripture.
Come.
Go ahead.
How much has she glorified herself and lived deliciously?
Talking about America. Talking about how America has been so glorified, like it's been just the greatest place to ever live. home of the brave, land of the free. That's how America glorifies itself when this land was built of the bloodshed of innocent people. This great and glorious land that all nations come to from all over the world to see the monuments, to see all of the landscape, everything. They come from all over the world and it glorifies itself to be the best country, the best military, just the best place to live. They glorify themselves so much, but they go and try to enforce American society and American philosophy in other countries that are, what they call them, like places like Cuba that are communists. You understand? They try to enforce this and let this go other places because America is so great and lives so deliciously. America becomes so rich, but they've gotten so rich because they are destroying the poor in this land. Out of every country in the world, America has the most people in prison. And guess who's number one in the prison? I ain't got to tell you. I ain't got to tell you. You already know. Keep reading.
Come on. So much torment and sorrow give her.
So
give her.
You live so deliciously and was glorified so much, but the Lord knows your secrets. He knows your secrets. You may hide it from the rest of society for a couple of years, then it eventually come out, but that's just the tip of the cup. The Lord knows all of the iniquity that's going on behind closed doors in this society, in this land. So the Lord will repay you double. And He gonna torment you for this, man. Like this virus is just a start. Something more detrimental, something more dreadful is gonna come to this land. And it's gonna be because of what you did to the children of Israel. And it's gonna come from the Almighty God. Keep reading.
Come. For she saith in her heart, I sit a queen, and in no widow, and shall see no sorrow.
She said, I shall see no sorrow. That's the pride of America. That's what's instilled in that fool Donald Trump. He said, I shall see. He can do whatever he want to do. He can push as many buttons he want to push. He can drop bombs if he want to drop bombs on, and he ain't gonna see no sorrow. He ain't gonna see no suffering. That's what these other nations thought. Keep reading, Slop.
Come. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day.
Say it again.
Therefore shall her plagues come in one day.
You don't say her plagues gonna come in one day. It's more horrible things that the Lord got coming to America. More punishments. And it can come from China, it can come from India, it's gonna come from wherever. And it's gonna come in due time. Keep reading.
Come. That's a lot. Death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire.
There you go. This talking about in the last days, man. In the last days, until that day Christ return, man, death and famine and plague is going to seem like it coming one day. It's just going to happen back to back to back, and it's not going to stop, man. And they shall see her what?
And she shall be utterly burned with fire.
It's talking about America. Go ahead.
For strong is the Lord God who judgeth her.
You're going to know it's burning because God is going to do it. Not a militant group. Not aliens from outside space, but God is going to burn this place. Read.
Come.
And the burning part get rid of the virus. Go ahead.
All right. And the kings of the earth.
And the who?
And the kings of the earth.
The who?
The kings of the earth who have committed fornication.
He said the kings of the earth that have committed fornication. This is talking about the rulers all across the country, man. All these other rulers of these great countries in China and England and Germany and France and India, all the kings of the earth. Go ahead.
Come. And committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her.
Listen, they committed fornication and lived deliciously with her. Fornication is something that's unlawful. It was wrong for the Chinese to become rich off of our poverty. It was wrong. All these kings and these other nations, your people is over here in this land living deliciously off of the poor of my people, of blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. And go down into Trinidad, into the islands for our brothers in Benjamin, East Indians, gobbling them all up. Chinese down there too, gobbling them up. They fornicated with America, man. They came together in the tumult. They made one consent. You live deliciously because of it. Read it again after that part.
Shall be well her.
They're going to be well her, man. You're going to know when America falls, these other nations going to see it, and they're going to know that now Christ is back, and your time to rule this earth is over. Then it's going to be the black man's world. The whole world is going to belong to us. And it's going to be right, man. It ain't, you had your fun. You got to see your children, you understand, to college and buying Benzes and made great inventions and all that. Now it's over with. It's over with. What you did, the deal you made with the devil, is the reason why these nations going to suffer, man. Any more on that?
Come.
Go ahead.
And lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning.
That's like you got a, you know what I mean? Like you got a house or something like that, or who's trying to explain it, man? It's like they gonna see, like America gonna burn. This place gonna have so much fire and smoke and ash coming from it that they gonna see it from where they at. They gonna see the smoke from miles. It's gonna come across the ocean. They gonna see it burning. And they gonna look at it, these other nations gonna look at it, and they gonna know it's over with. They gonna know it's over with, the game is over, and that's it. That is when Christ returns, what this is talking about here. When America falls, Babylon, the great whore, which is spiritually Sodom in Egypt, this place that our leaders love to worship, when it burns, all the nations that had money here, and businesses here, and property here, living lavish, had imports and exports coming here, they're gonna look at it and say, they're gonna be well up, they're gonna cry, they're gonna know it's a done deal. You understand? We can drop that. Now, time is okay. We got a little time, right? All right. Now, I wanted to go in this real quick, right? I wanted to go in this real fast, man. I just wanted to touch on it. You understand? This police officer down in Orlando, Florida, man. Florida got to be one of the most hardest places for a black man to live, man. Florida is a very, I mean, it's definitely ruled by our oppressor. And they just got the most horrible laws that are like chains on our people down there. I mean, physical chains. And not to mention the poverty all over Florida amongst our people, man. Like Florida is just a hard place for a black man to be able to live and provide for his family without being brutalized by the government. You understand? By being brutalized by oppressors down there, by their laws and all of their, you know, just all of their whole system down there. Their judicial system is crazy down there in Florida. I think they still got the death penalty down there. Just all the laws. That's why George Zimmerman was allowed to murder Trayvon Martin and get away with it. Like Florida is just a rough spot. And that's why we desperately need the U.P.K. down there. And shout out to Officer Shawarya Allah down there in Florida, man. And big up to him for his strength. You understand? And what he going through down there, lost a princess, but she gonna rise and be better. You understand? So shout out to you, brother, man. We love you. My heart go out to you. I'm sorry I couldn't make it down there, man. But you hold that fort, hold that line down there like I know you're gonna do. You understand? Because these goddamn people down here in Florida, man, I mean, they is just ridiculous. Police officer coming to a school and arrest a 6-year-old. And the video, I wanted to share the video so we can watch it. You understand? And I wanted to pull a couple scriptures on it. All right? Go ahead and play the video. All right?
To the desert goes. Okay. Stand up. Come over here.
Look like a brother. Officer Ramos. This nigga is his friend. Right. This nigga. We're gonna watch it all the way through, then we're gonna play it again, break it down. They got zip ties with 6-year-old. Hey, dog. He said, who the hell said he appreciated it? Like, if you watching this video, do you know that the staff of the school had to say something? Like, why did the staff, like, it looked like she might be in the principal's office or something like that. It looked like she in the principal's office, and the principal ain't even standing up to say nothing. Like, what the hell? Why would you have to handcuff us? And then they didn't even handcuff her, because of course the cuffs don't fit a 6-year-old's wrist. They put zip ties on the little girl. You got the article for this too? All right, we're gonna read a little bit of it too. But when I seen this video, man, I'm like, man, like what? I'm like, yo, why did this police officer? If I was a police officer with this incident here, I'd have been like, well, have you tried to call the parents? Like, why the parents come pick the child up? You can't arrest her. She's 6 years old. I mean, obviously they can't arrest her, but she can't go to jail. What is she? How can you even arrest a child without their parent like that? Like, I don't understand. Like, we are in hell, man. We're in hell. And the police officer, his name said something S. Ramos. And he is Hispanic. That goes to show you, like, when you become a police officer, you bear arms for this country. You have no compassion on your people. Like, it ain't clicking his head like, this little girl is 6. Like, why are you putting zip ties on this little girl? Zip ties. Pull up the scripture in Deuteronomy that says, your children shall be given to another people. Pull that one up, man. Like, what in the world, for this little girl to be 6 years old, for you to traumatize her like that? What did she do? You understand? She had an outburst. She may have had a little outburst, you know, threw a little tantrum. You understand? Something like that. But damn, you gonna put the zip ties on her and put in the police car like she's 6 years old, man. She's a child. And you wonder why our women, our young sisters is running around here destroyed like that, man. Got all type of mental problems. Young years old, 6 years old, her first encounter with the police, some cat coming to her school, 6 years old, what grade you in, kindergarten? I'm asking you, Malala. 6 years old, that's kindergarten, right? Like first. Like kindergarten, first grade. First grade, you get the zip ties on you first grade, man. You put that, and you telling me there was nobody in that school to be able to use their sense of just parental instinct, just to be mature enough to calm the little girl down after whatever she did to be put in the principal's office. You telling me there was no counselor, no staff that could say, I'm gonna need to calm you to calm down. I'm gonna have to call your mother to get her picked up or separate her from the other kids. Your last resort is to get her locked up at 6? That's why the Lord said we're a nation not desired, man.
Right.
Like our children, I'm gonna let lost the words for that. It's a lot, y'all. I'm at a loss for words. I try to come up with something. It just is beyond me why this grown man got guns on his belt, terrifying the little girl. Right. Terrifying. Putting her in the car. And you hear her when she said, give me a second chance. They putting her straight up in the car. What is it? Was this a scare tactic or something? Right. What are they doing, man? This is not how you raise children, man. This is not how you punish children either, man. Not at 6 years old. You don't put no zip ties on those 6-year-old. And the police officer, I think they suspended him. You know why? Because he's stupid. He's a goddamn fool, man. You a grown-ass man. You got to do your job that much for a 6-year-old. What the hell is she going to do to you? What's she going to do? She's 6, man. She's like 2 feet high. Read the scripture, man.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
Our sons and our daughters shall be given to another people. That's why I tell you another thing too. When we read this article, I think it might have said that the little girl had an outburst or she hit staff or something like that. You understand? That's why it's so important to train up our children in the way they should go in the fear of the Lord, because they in the hands of a society that will take them away from their parents after they do something, after they do something wrong in the school or at a basketball game or anywhere where children congregate. They do something wrong and make a mistake is what they really do. They make a mistake. This society will take that child out of their house and give him to somebody else, man. If I was this little girl's father, I'd be infuriated, man. I'd be infuriated. I don't know what she would have done, but ain't no consequence for you to be able to go and put a zip tie on this little and put her hands behind her back and put her in a police car, man. What the hell is wrong with you? In the school, who the hell is the principal of that school to allow that? And I say, hey, you ain't got to do all that. Come on now, you ain't got to do all that. And then at the end, some guy say, hey, thanks a lot, man. Thanks for what? This society is ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. Keep reading.
And thine eyes shall look and fell with longing for them all the day long.
You ain't gonna have no power to save your children in this land. Right. That's kindergarten or the first grade. Hold up, wait a minute. Barack Obama, shout out to Barack Obama, right? Barack Obama said later that day he arrested a second 6-year-old. This nigga Ramos is out of his goddamn mind. Right. He out of his mind. That's why they suspended him. You got the article? Go ahead, pull the article up and read it, man, and we get some more details about this, man. This nigga Ramos is tripping, man. Go ahead.
This body camera footage released today shows the arrest of a Florida 6-year-old last year that sparked nation outrage.
So listen, they just released the footage. This happened last year. You see why the Lord said, y'all, the hidden, you have inspired my hidden ones. In Psalms 83,
right.
That's why the Lord used the words hidden ones. This happened a year ago, and they just released in the body camera footage today because they know this would have sparked so much outrage, man. And who knows what's going on last year? How many cops killed black people last year? How many cops was killing black people last year? Last year was 2019, right? How many police officer, law enforcement related deaths was caused by police officers in America last year? And then for this to come out, him putting zip ties on a little black girl would have caused outrage, man. That's why the Lord said thy hidden ones, man. They try to hide this from us. They try to hide this from the public because they know that this is despicable, man. Keep reading.
And there shall be no might in thine hand.
Listen, And because we so Christian and we join to American society so much, we gotta let them be the judges. We gotta let them enforce a punishment and regulations, whether it be in court or in our school system. They got another, they got something else. I'll tell y'all a quick story, right? Yeah, hold up, man. I'll tell you that. You understand? I got this story, right? Where I go to my daughter's school, right? Because something going on where a little boy had said something very disrespectful to him, right? And so I go to talk to the principal, and I said, yeah, so I need him suspended for what he said. Like he said something real sexual, like some real sexual, you know what I'm saying, to my daughter, right? So I go in there and say, yeah, I want him suspended. You understand? For what he said. I think something happened to her earlier, and I was like, damn. So I go into the school, right? And the principal says, he said, some county law, district law, something like that. He said, we can't suspend children under the 6th grade. That's what he said. He said, they can't suspend children under the 6th grade. This is in Philadelphia. Now, I don't know about in Florida, right? But in Philadelphia, they said we can't suspend children under the 5th or 6th grade. Now I'm thinking it's under the 5th or 6th grade. I said, well, why not? They said, well, man, maybe we need better ways to discipline the kids. I said, but you heard what he said out of his mouth. He said, yeah, we always had problems for, we do in-school suspensions. In-school suspensions. So they just let these children be around the other children, you understand, inflicting on them. And the principal said, it's nothing we can do. It's nothing we can do. You understand? So when children are doing things to affect other children, there is no regulation or no punishment where they get suspended or something like that. You can't suspend a child underneath the 5th grade, but you can put zip ties on the wrist and, you know, put it in the back of a police car. I don't understand that, man. Even if you hit a staff, the principal was telling me, like, you know, it's the district law. You know, there's nothing we can do. You know? Then he gave me a bunch of papers for meetings or something. I'm like, man, see, this is why children get molested in school. This is why children get bullied in school, is because these laws and these districts and whatever the city is doing, man, have no compassion on these children. You understand? And really don't have the overall objective to bring these children through school so they can prosper and function in society. They don't have nothing in place to protect the child that's actually going to school to be able to further her education from a child that is not brought up in a way where they can conduct themselves with discipline. Bring it back to this matter, even if the child didn't conduct themselves with discipline, they go overboard with a harsh way of punishment, and you're 6 years old with zip ties on, crying your eyes out, parents, no way. Did she even call the mother and say, your daughter is arrested? I'd be like, my daughter is 6. What are you talking about? I'll come pick her up. Read the article.
Come. All right, come. And led to the firing of the police officer involved.
Yeah, they fired him, which was good. They should have fired him. What the hell is wrong with Officer Ramos? What is wrong with him, man?
Right.
Like, are you out your goddamn mind, man? You can't control a 6-year-old, man. You're going to actually, he didn't think when he went to put the zip tie on the girl's wrist, like, maybe I shouldn't do this.
Right.
But I don't even just blame him. I blame the other adults in the school. Like, you ain't going to say, hold up, man. She in kindergarten. You ain't got to do all that. Keep reading the article.
Come. The family of Kia Rowley shared body cam footage with the media outlets showing former Orlando police officer Dennis Turner and another officer putting zip ties around the small child's wrist and leading her outside to a police car as she cries and begs to be let go.
Man, that is humiliating. You know what they did to that little girl, man? That is humiliating. She walking through the goddamn school, 6 years old. Ain't nobody say nothing. No adult said nothing. They ain't say nothing, man. That's how much value they have in our children, man. Something should have been like, once again, man, the UPK, like there ain't no hope for our people if it wasn't for One West, man.
Right.
Like this is something where if we had our own nation, and why it's so evil, how these other nations destroyed us like this, because if this happened to a Chinese girl, if they took a little 6-year-old Chinese girl and put zip ties around her hands and put it in the car, the Chinese have enough power to bring total and utter chaos from this police department. They have the commissioner fired, they had the chief of police fired, you understand? Countless of other police officers lose their job. The people at the school would lose their job if this little girl was Chinese, if this little girl was white. You understand? But because she's black, it's like, who cares, man? Who cares? Of course they're gonna fire the police officer. You know why? Because he forgot to turn his body camera off. He forgot to turn that body camera off, and he got caught. So he got to, he got to go work for Amazon or something. You understand? Keep reading the article.
Con. What are those for? Rolly, a first grader at an Orlando area charter school, acts as the officer brings out the zip ties.
Right. She's like, what is, even at 6, she's like, what is those for? What you got to put them on me for?
Right.
You understand? Keep reading.
They're for you, Turner responds.
Like how, like what, like this, that's such the psyche of a cop. Like what you feel big because you say, oh, they for you. She's 6. Like, no, come on, man. She say, what's those for? They for you. You talking to the 6-year-old. Some children, I don't even, like, if I'm around other adults, when a child says something to me, you don't entertain a conversation with a child that's young like that sometimes. They children.
Right.
I'm an adult. He having a conversation with the 6-year-old. They're for you. Like he must have feel real tough by doing that. Keep reading.
Rolly's alleged crime was throwing a tantrum and striking 3 school employees.
She said she was throwing a tantrum and striking 3 school employees. At this point, what did the employees do? What they say to them? Did they grab an arm? Because some people in these schools, you understand, they deserve to be striking. It's lucky. I remember being in school. Them teachers be fed up with their life too.
Right.
You understand? And get all up in your face and be pointing and spitting. Then they say, get out of my class. I had a whole ton of those, man, when I was back in school, man. You understand? Ton of them. Not saying that what the little girl did right, but I'm saying, what did she do? Do a tantrum? All right, well, sit in the office. Maybe she got to stay in the office for the rest of the day until her mother or her father can come pick her up, or one of her aunts or something can come pick her up. You gonna call the police? You gonna call the police? Man, I pray for the day where something happen like this, you call an officer in the UPK. Right. You don't call no goddamn police. The police is stupid in America. Officer Ramos or whatever his name is a fool. How would you call a department that murders black children? And guess what? That little girl know that, man. Which is why she started crying like that too. She started crying and said, I don't want to go in the police car. Because you think without a doubt she don't know that police kill black people? Even as young as she is, she know to be scared of the police. She know that at 6 years old to be scared of the police. And this police officer feeling power. These zip ties are for you. Oh, you don't want to get in the car? You got to get in the car. You sound like a straight punk, man. Right. Keep reading, man.
She was charged with misdemeanor battery. Although the charges were quickly dropped, Rolly's grandmother said the girl suffered from a sleep disorder that led her tantrums. So like that led to her tantrums.
Say that one more time.
She was charged with misdemeanor battery.
They try to give a 6-year-old misdemeanor battery. A 6-year-old misdemeanor battery. They try to put papers on her at 6 years old, man. They try to give her a case at 6 for misdemeanor battery. How the hell a 6-year-old gonna batter you, man? Like that don't even make no sense. And they say, what about a disorder?
Rolly's grandmother said the girl suffered from a sleep disorder that led to her tantrums.
She suffered from a sleep disorder, and that's why she had a tantrum. You telling me don't nobody in school know that? She probably take medicine or something like that. Don't nobody know that? She suffered from a sleep disorder. The little girl is sick and afflicted, man. And this coward comes in here and puts zip ties on her wrist. Put zip ties on her wrist. Let me tell you something, man. This is why the Lord got to come and deal with this place, man. You understand? That police officer deserved to be fired. He deserved to be fired. Keep reading.
The Orlando Sentinel reports after the kid was placed in a police SUV to be taken to the Juvenile Assessment Center, Turner returned to the school's office and spoke to the administrators who were concerned about kid. He downplayed the juvenile detention center, saying, "It's not like you think."
Stop. It said that the school administration called him back because they was concerned about her. Why wasn't they concerned about her when you put the zip ties on?
Right.
You supposed to be, raising children, being a role model. Why wasn't you concerned about her when the police officer put the zip ties on her and put her in the car? I guess now the administration thought that maybe we was a little bit overboard by calling the police. And they took her to a detention center. She's 6 years old in a detention center behind bars, man. The people in the administration, that principal, that secretary, all the people that be in that office, they need to get fired, man. Go ahead, Al.
They probably didn't even care about her. They probably just cared about their reputation.
Exactly. You understand? They wanted to see if they was going to get in trouble for it, which they should have, man. All of them should have been. We should have brought charges on the administration, the police officer, all of them. Because I didn't hear one person say, "Hey, man, what are you doing?" Because that's what I would have did. That's what we taught to do here.
Right.
You see something like that happen, man, I don't care if you got no badge, man. I couldn't sit somewhere and watch a grown man with a badge arrest a child like that, man, while she crying. SHALAM, y'all had the blaze on the mouth. Any more on that?
A little bit.
Go ahead.
He told them he had arrested 6,000 people in his career. The youngest to that point was 7. When school employees told him kid was 6, not 8 like he thought, he did not seem concerned. Now she has broken the record, he said.
He said she broke the record. Like, see, he's a fool, man. He a fool. He said I arrested 100 people and such and such and such. So he trying to make detective. He trying to make detective. They say, well, she's not 8, she's 6. And he said, she just broke the record. You understand? That's the type of people patrolling our neighborhoods, man. Go ahead,
a little more.
Come on with it.
Because in fact, Turner arrested another 6-year-old in the unrelated incident that same day.
What is his problem, man? What is this Turner cat, man? It's ridiculous. Go get it. And when arrested another 6-year-old child. Just arresting our children, put them in cages, man. I ain't surprised, man. I ain't surprised at these police officers, man. You understand? I know the land we live in. I know where we at. That's why it's so important to teach your children about this Bible, to know that there are enemies out here. You understand? And this ain't no place where your child should want to be a part of. Right? Play the video one more time so everybody can see it, and then we're gonna get off.
Especially down here.
Wow.
The desert goes.
Okay, she's going to come with us.
Okay, all right, stand up with them, baby girl.
Stand up. Stop. Pause real quick. Come over here. Now this old lady ain't say, no, that's all right. You understand? Somebody called the police on this little girl, man. She's 6 years old, suffering from a sleep disorder. And they called the police on her, man. Go ahead and play it. And then pull Isaiah 1:17. She cried in front of the lady's face, man. Let's go. Man, I wouldn't be able to watch this. Not if I was there, bro. If I was there, I could not watch this. Gotta pick her up and put it in there. All right, stop it. Brother, I could not sit and watch this out. If I was a man in that school, I'd have stopped the police officer at this door, bro. Salaki, I'd have had to, man. You understand? We as the black man is gonna stand up and defend that little girl, man. That was wrong, man. That was absolutely wrong. You understand? That's why they fired them cops, man. Shit, nobody in their right mind had did nothing like that. And why they ain't waiting? I heard a police officer say, well, your mother gonna come pick you up, or somebody gonna come pick you up. Why she can't pick her up from school? Right. Why she can't pick up from school? Why she gotta come pick her up from the detention center? You understand? We are the black men down there in Florida, man, that's gonna stand up and say, hell nah, man. Y'all wait right here, man. Give a damn if they police officers, man. Somebody need to get them in control. Because obviously they out of control. You got that scripture for me out?
Okay.
Go ahead, read it.
Isaiah chapter 1, verse 17. Learn to do well. Seek judgment.
It said, learn to do well, seek judgment, right? Listen, when it say learn to do well, meaning what? This truth in this Bible will show you throughout your daily life, man, the things you do. You on the slaveries, you commuting out here, man. Learn how to do well according to other people out there, man. Not telling you to love them or nothing like that, but be respectful, right? You understand? Be of a good reputation to seek judgment. That's what we out there in the streets teaching for. That's why we prophesy in the corners, to seek judgment for the wrongs that have been done to our people, that have been done to blacks and Hispanics, man. That's what we want. We ain't telling nobody to shoot nobody. We ain't out there trying to blow up no institutions or blow up no businesses. We ain't robbing nobody. We ain't killing no homosexuals, man. We want judgment for what has happened to us. Keep reading.
Okay. Relieve the oppressed.
It said what?
Relieve the oppressed.
Relieve the oppressed. And if you couldn't tell by this video, man, this would not have happened to any other nation but us. This would not have happened to any other nation of people but us, man. It said relieve the oppressed. And that's what happens in the UPK, man. When you topple with the affliction that you might have been born with, or go through the trauma of living in a community that's full of crime and full of violence and full of drugs, after you go through all that, then you come into society and you got to get slaveries and pay bills and go through all type of turmoil and don't know who you are and things like that, you become very, very depressed. And oppression, the oppression is to put black people in a state of depression. Post-traumatic stress disorder, things like that is a result of years and years and years of oppression. This is the only relief right here. To know that God is going to judge this earth for dealing with us this way. That Christ is going to punish our enemies for destroying us this way, for breaking up our families, for allowing institutions like the Florida Police Department to arrest a 6-year-old, 2 6-year-olds, put zip ties on them and put them in a detention center. Which once again, I'm not surprised, because they put Hispanic children in detention centers on the borders all the time. We live in an evil, evil place that's built on oppression, that's built on it. Let me tell you something, right? I'm talking to a rich heathen the other day, right, Malaki?
Okay.
And this is going to go to my next point. Matter of fact, finish the scripture, and then I'm going to bring out my last point.
Okay. Judge the fatherless, plead for the widow.
Say it again.
Judge the fatherless.
Judge the fatherless, man. That little girl lived with her grandmother, right? At this point in time, she in the school. She don't have her parents next to her to say, you can't do this, you can do this. She by herself, man. This little girl lived with her grandmother. Only a father, like daughters need their father, man.
Right.
Daughters need their father, okay? So for you to be a man and do this to this little girl, it make you double accountable. The Lord said, judge the fatherless, man. If the little girl have a tantrum, man, you got to ask questions. What happened? Why do you do that? She got a whole time. You call her grandparent, the grandmother say she got a sleeping disorder on the phone. She got a sleeping disorder. And you going to call the police on her? That's why you need the men of the UPK to lead these countries, to lead these states like Florida, Chicago, DC, California. You need the men of the UPK to deal with children at school. You understand? Or children, people in their houses. You need us to come in there and deal with you. You understand? Because you leave it up to the fools like this, it's going to destroy fatherless children. This judgment was too harsh for this little girl, man. It was too much for her. And she already suffered from an affliction that she ain't got no control over. Keep reading now. That's it. Now, I want to go to my point. And then give me in the Apocrypha, Baruch chapter 4. Right? Go to my point, right? Real quick. I wanted to bring this out last week. And I actually forgot about it, man. One, I was talking to this heathen, right? And he had said 2 things that was that was kind of heavy to me, right? First, we talking. He from another country. He from the Middle East, and he say, "Man, listen, I just come here to do business and things like that. Like America is a land, once again, how we brought out earlier, where all people come to get money and go back to their country. So they come and they feed off of us. They build their houses, they get their properties, you understand? They do their real estate, they make their money, they make their millions, and then they go back into their own country. Right? That's what they do. You understand? America is a land of hustle, a land of gain. People come in from all over to make money, and they just have the slaves running it. They have blacks and Hispanics doing the things like driving the buses, picking up the trash, working at different stores, things like that, doing the Amazon thing, just to help it run. But at the top, America is a land where this is just a big hustle, man. That's all it is. The property in these communities we live in, some of the people that own the properties in our communities don't even live in this goddamn country. They don't live in this country at all. They have made their money, sold it, and now they on to the next thing. You understand? We getting hustled and fed upon at a great feat. And I want to say this last thing too. Let me find the scripture real quick. We're going to Baruch chapter 4. We're going to Baruch chapter 4, man. It was something else that heathen had said to me that I was like, damn, he almost cut me. He almost cut me, man. Hold on real quick. I'm about to get with you real quick so I can find this in Baruch. Go to Baruch chapter 4. Hold up. I must not have it in this one. Just go to Baruch chapter 4. Is it apocrypha in here? It might be one of them. Who got me apocrypha, right? The heathen said, yeah, man, I'm gonna come here making money, and stuff, you know what I mean, doing my real estate and everything like that. He said, but after this, I'm going back home, man. I said, yeah. He said, yeah, I'm going back home. I'm not going to die in this country. And when he said that, man, I was like, dang, it couldn't. What? When he said, yeah, man, I'm not going to die in this country, because he know, even though he's making money over here, he know that America is evil. He know that America is corrupt, and it's ridiculous the expense that it takes to live. That's another thing he was saying. Like, he's like, to live here is just ridiculous. And this is a cat that got billions of dollars. You understand? It ain't like me saying. I can say it all day. Like, it's ridiculous to live here. You understand what I'm saying? Because I ain't no goddamn millionaire. But this cat here, this Arab I'm talking to, he a millionaire. He's working with money and saying, yeah, it's ridiculous to live here. Because he sees what our oppressors are doing to the poor in this land. And when he said that, man, he said, yeah, after a couple of years, I'm going to sell all this. And he said, I'm going back home. He said, I'm not going to die in this country. Like, he had a disdain. He had a disdain for dying in this land. And when he said that out, I was like, yeah, that's something that that's a certain type of integrity that you can only have when you know who you are. When you know your nationality. I'm about to put a scripture in the book real quick, man. Hold on 1 second. Luke chapter 4. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Bear with me. One second, bear with me now. Find me in Baruch chapter 4, where it says, you die, you get buried in the land of your captivity. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking for. Lovely. Should be in this chapter right here. Matter of fact, it might be 3. No cap on quad, pull it up. You know what I'm saying? Bear with me 1 second, Akim. I'm trying to find this scripture for us real quick, and then we're gonna cut it after that. If I can't find it, we're gonna paraphrase it. You might gotta hold on. Let me know if you find it, all right? It's either Baruch chapter 4 or Baruch chapter 3, right? But when the heathen said that, he was like, you know, I ain't gonna die in this country. I thought about my people. When we get murdered, killing each other, you understand, and we buried in a country that have shed our blood for money. Have shed our blood for money, and like, we happy to die here. We happy to die here. We fall here from drugs. We fall here from, once again, gang violence and all that. The cops murdering us, and we die in this country out. And this country was built on our blood. And I just felt it was a cut when the heathen said it, because he know his nationality. And because of the truth, I know my nationality too. And when he said it, I felt him. I'm like, shit, I don't want to die here neither. You understand? Meanwhile, my land is inhabited with devils, like it said in Baruch. You understand? Let me look for the scripture one more time. Salaki, I gotta pull it out. Salaki. Hold on 1 second. I just had it. Let me see something. on 1 second. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna hit him up real quick and find that scripture real fast. Look up inhabited by devils in the Apocrypha. You got Apocrypha concordance? Look up inhabited by devils. Look up that.
So like, would it be when it say her infants are slain in the streets? It was carried away into captivity?
No, that's not the one I'm looking for right there. That's not the one I'm looking for. It's another one. It's another one I'm looking for. Hold up. Let me see if somebody might have posted it. Go to Baruch 4:25. Baruch, come on, my God. Baruch 4:25. Let's see. Go boom. Hold on, let me see. No, that's not it. That ain't it, Baruch. That ain't it, Baruch, come on. That's a good one, but that ain't the one now. The one I'm looking for on topic. Let me see real quick. We're almost up on the time. I'm gonna find the scripture though. Let me see. If I go check them on Quad posted it. Let me see. You can read the one where it said inhabited by devils though. Let me find that.
Okay.
Or look up strange land. Look up strange land. You might pop up, you look up strange land. But once again, that heathen taught me something, man. Taught me something. Like, it is definitely like to be in the truth. Like, so many scriptures ran through my mind, like the valley of dry bones. You understand? Like, it's dishonorable to die in this land if you're a black, Hispanic, or Native American Indian. It's dishonorable. When I mean die because of your lust. Dying from AIDS because you were homosexual. Dying because you took part in the drug trade. Died because you had an evil eye towards your brother. For blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians to die in this country is a dishonor to the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Like, it'd be honorable for us to die in our own country, man. To die in our own country. I'm a good and not die being murdered or, you know, shot, nothing like that. But to die at peace, man. At peace, that we're in our own land, surrounded by our own brothers and sisters. And that heathen know what that's like. And I pray to know what that's like one day, to be able to give up my spirit in my own land, around my own people, with our own culture, man. Shameful is it to die in a place that hate us and murder us and put all type of drugs on us and set up a whole slew of laws to oppress us. I was just, to think about what he said, like I said, it almost cut me. I was like that. And I was jealous in the fact that he could actually go home and do that. Me and my brother, we got to work, so that the Lord will look down on us and say, they ready. Send our king back and we gonna take our land back. You found the scripture I'm talking about?
All right, Revelations 18:2.
It's in the Apocrypha. It's in Baruch. It's in Baruch. I'm gonna find it as soon as we finish. I'm gonna find it. Watch. Let me see if anybody else got it.
Right here.
Hold up. Baruch 3:8. Shout out to Calvin Quad, big brother. Throughout, big priest. I appreciate you. Baruch chapter 3:8. That's what I want. We're gonna start at Baruch chapter 3, verse 8. Throughout. I had to bring this out real quick, man, because when the heathen said it out, I looked at him and I said, dang. You understand? And that's the spirit I want all blacks and Hispanics to feel, man. To feel like, man, for us to die in this land is a complete dishonor. It's disgusting, man. That I got to die because I couldn't stop smoking cigarettes. I'm smoking cigarettes. I got to die in this filthy country who would have lynched my people, man. lynched us, set us on fire. I got to die here too? No, I don't think so, man. I don't think so. You got it? Baruch chapter 3, verse 8.
Baruch chapter 3, verse 8.
Go ahead.
Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity.
We in our captivity. This is the land of our captivity, America. Go ahead.
Where thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse.
Listen, the Lord is punishing us here. The Lord scattered us in every land we in. The Benjamites, and that islands that they on, the Benjamites on, that's the land of their captivity, man. The Benjamites is up there in London and Europe and all of that, in the UK, that's the land of their captivity. The Negroes and the Latinos that's in America or the South America or in Canada, that's the land of their captivity. This is the place that the Lord has scattered us at, man, for a punishment for disobeying these laws. Keep reading.
And to be subject to payments.
And to be subject to what?
To payments.
To what?
To payments.
To be oppressed by these heathens. Subject to payments, man. To be oppressed. We got to pay tribute to our oppressor in the land that he designed to destroy us. Read.
According to the iniquities of our fathers.
Because we disobeyed our forefathers in the culture and the covenants that was given to them by our power, man. We betrayed them, man. And the men that came before us, they failed. And now as their children, you understand, we got to pay the punishment that they owe. Read.
Which departed from the Lord our God.
Right. They left the Lord. Go ahead.
Hear, Israel, the commandments of life. Give ear to understand wisdom.
He said, give ear to understand wisdom. Now, if you understand wisdom, listen to this. Read.
How happeneth it, Israel, that thou art in thine enemy's land?
We where?
In thine enemy's land.
Where are we?
In thine enemy's land.
He said, how happeneth, Israel, that you in your enemy's land? You're a police officer. You patrolling and protecting your enemy's land. You in the military, you black, Hispanic, English, American Indians. You are protecting your enemy's land. Your enemy. Read.
Okay. That thou art waxing old in a strange country.
You get old here. We in our enemy's land. We get old here. We go 65, 70. Live through segregation. Live through the whole marching and getting dark police officers, murder black kids, and lock up 6-year-olds. You get old here in your enemy's land watching this. Keep reading.
Come. That thou art defiled with the dead.
And we are defiled with the dead. We wax old here it said wax old in a what? It says strange country. Read that part.
Come. How happeneth, Israel, that thou art in thine enemy's land, that thou art waxing old in a strange country?
A strange country. America is a strange country. This ain't my country. This is a strange country. This is the land of my enemies. And we got to get old here. Go ahead.
Come. That thou art counted with them that go down into the graves.
You skip the part. You skip the part. He said, in strange country that thou art defiled. Start there.
That thou art defiled with the dead.
Yeah, to die in this strange country, in the land of our enemies, when we die, we defiled. We die in this country, it's something defiled, man. And guess what? That heathen know it, man. The heathen I was talking to, he know how defiled it is to die in a country that is this oppressive. And once again, he had money. He had money to build something like 100 houses. He got money. And he's still like that. This is terrible over here. It's terrible. And it's getting worse. This is what he said. I was on my way. And he's saying, yeah, man, I'm not going to die in this country. Because he knows that would defile him, man. To die in a wicked place like America. Black man, Hispanic man, we should feel that same way of being defiled in our enemy's land, man. Our children get arrested at 6 years old. Our grandfathers have lived through segregation, the riots, civil rights and all of that. And this is what they see, and they got to die at this place, man. That is a disgrace, Al. That is a disgrace. We need to come back to the Lord, which is the reason in verse 8, the reason why we in this land anyway. Because we left the Most High. Our fathers left the Most High. We got to live here, man. So let's come back to the Most High. Let's come back to the Lord so that we ain't got to die in this defiled, disgusting land of our enemies, man, that you call America, that our black leaders love, man. With that, I'm Captain Card of around this and he can speak. Listen, man, April 9th is the 51st annual Passover. Make sure it's $100 per family, $100 per family. Listen, and to be in the stadium, you can't get tickets to the Nutcracker for $100 in the stadium.
Right.
You understand? What football game you going to in the stadium? This tickets is $100. Listen, Commander GEN.YAHANNA made it. We in there, you can play it in the background. You understand? The order is for all camps to come home, all camps return home. That's an order from the head of Israel, Commander GEN.YAHANNA. I'm Captain Cobb around. Shalom, Israel.
War with the hands, that's what I'm all about. Bumps in my eyes, pages in my mouth. We don't want no altercation. Situation gon' get critical. This business should be easy. It is complicated. Look, no like a drug. Something like a miracle. Loyalty in my veins, loyalty in my veins. Big back and dirty work. Just the beings in my heart. It's true in every word. Bring light into the dark. Light doesn't move forward. Shit, I blaze it in the streets. Got many people, though. Just gotta watch who I'm beating. Not been walking with them names. So I guess I got this pistol for no reason. Niggas clear the breathing. Criticizing all my achievements. Won't make me weak. Now, you won't make me slack off. These niggas pay the tax off. Better bear witness, I'm back off. I be doing shit like sex law. Dumb dogs all crossed out. Behind me say I come full. No room for emotion. So I pull my heart out. This whole heart, but I ain't in the state. And if it ain't U.P.K, it ain't in the way. My niggas righteous. They real. They down with something. Feel so deep. The drama, motherfucker. You say in the truth, oh yeah, bro, it's the home. And I don't hate them brothers, I'm just too loyal to my home. Plus, my niggas, it's hard for me to follow. Don't make me no hate. I ain't leaving this body, just leave it hollow. So when they ask something to be kept, tell them absolutely. If I ain't sure of my ways, but never gotta execute it. As I can tell it's out my tail, tucked between my legs. Shit, I be thanking. Watching my daughters up in their bed. They so smart, and a lot of shit so beautiful, but they ain't like other babies, and they glad and beautiful. And I'm missing cause I'm about my father's business. They ain't all the shit I used to do, and they glad they ain't got it. It's hands of the cease. See, without wisdom, this world make me weak. I found out that the truth was bitter. The lies I speak, try everything. I guess me, I'm on the head to me. Now I make the blind see, and I make the dead sweet. And teach all my little girls the damn thing. Now what a man, they better bring your blood again. Shit, they all smash the time. This blood bless my handpiece, and I ain't trying to take them out, but I will defend this house. We'll take a check. 144 and then black switch on some hitman shit. She called it 47. Praying for Armageddon. Me and my soldiers dressing for the wedding. Fuck the fame. Ass why tell them I'm loyal to the king. Until the righteous reign. Loyal to the king. I'm always saying I ain't a break the chains. Loyal to the king. You never say happy. I'm loyal to the king. Bring it out. Bring it. We say loyal to the king. Until the righteous reign. Loyal to the king. I'm always saying I ain't a break the chains. Loyal to the king. You never say happy. I'm loyal to the king. Bring it out. Bring it. Loyal to the king.
See a little bit of